Consequently, we can consider how our commitments are inherently intentional. They are oriented towards coherence. We are driven to act, both physically and cognitively, by directing attention in ways that make our sensory experience align with our predictive models. When we commit to the world being a certain way, our intentionality is expressed in the way we engage with the world to confirm and sustain that commitment, ensuring our experience remains coherent. Going back to when we talked about predictive processing, there's these two ways we can think about it. We can think that we update our understanding to match what we experience, but the other way about doing this is to act in the world such that our understanding is met. And both of those things are going at the same time, or we can interpret both of those happening at the same time. The idea here is that we're coming up with a conceptualization, a way that we can make sense of what we're doing in the moment. How can we bridge the gap between this idea of activity and freedom with what we understand to be happening at the lowest level in the brain? And this is my attempt at making that bridge. We are conceptualizing the implicit activity that we are carrying out in every moment, regardless of what we're thinking, regardless of whether we're even considering that we're doing this. It's pretty much all unconscious to us that we're taking the world to be a certain way in every moment. But that's the point. Like, I'm trying to. This is truly an exercise in mindfulness. It's pay attention to how your brain is telling you what it thinks is true, and you'll notice that it's always, as Heidegger pointed out, it's always ahead of itself. It's always not resolved on what it thinks it's true. It's always jumping to the next thing. So it's constantly oriented towards, and that's where we can get this notion of intentionality. We're along for this ride where our brain is always intending towards something, and we can interpret it as, it's intending towards reducing this friction. But once again, it's, as we just looked at above, it's not that it's just trying to reduce prediction error. It's also trying to reduce uncertainty about the future. So it needs to do all these things, and obviously the context is changing constantly. Once we get hungry, that's putting an extra little pull on the system, and that's affecting what we think, what we see. You can meditate to perceive intentions as super transient mental things. It's trippy. They can feel impersonal. Yeah, I think that's the point. Like, we're not in control of these instinctual drives, and we can meditate on the feeling of dopamine itself, as our brain is just trying, like when you're trying to do a very simple mindfulness meditation where you're just trying to focus on breathing, and your brain is attempting to think through something, whether it's concerned about the future, it's doing some fun thinking, it's trying to indulge itself. Like, you can see the brain it's like intending to do all these things, and you have to say, we got to chill, we got to just sit here. Like, you're exerting some sort of, you could say it's a top-down signal, but it's not like it is a top-down signal. This whole conversation points out that it's not like you're trying to put a top-down signal on these bottom-up drives. The bottom-up, or the drives that you're noticing in when you're meditating and you're seeing your mind try to go in these different directions, are also top-down. It's these top-down and bottom-up feedback loops that are pushing you in directions of thought. So it's very odd to like strip away what our conscious thinking is and what it does and how it affects the trajectory of our brain. Like, I believe the Buddhist theory would be intentions precede actions and are lost in the fast-paced weave job the mind is doing. But you dig, improve your perception, note intentions before lifting each leg and walking meditation, and you start to see them clearer. You're not going to be able to, completely gain control over this type of most fundamental intentionality of the brain. Like, I think that's the discovery that usually like is at the bottom of this. It's like you have to expect the unexpected. You have to expect uncertainty. Your brain is going to be oriented in so many ways that you're just not going to be able to control. Like, you can't cancel out your, was it the ventral attention network? This is the one that moments of sudden and unexpected stimuli. Yeah, like no amount of meditation is going to cancel the ventral attention network. Now, it can significantly make unexpected occurrences to feel significantly less, whatever, negative or salient, but your mind is going to constantly be behaving as it does. What does that network do? That's the network that will, if something were to be going, if something unexpected happens, that's the network that will grab your attention and make sure that becomes conscious to you, essentially. All right, even though there is this abstractly human biological reality of intentionality, something that can be connected to affect and dopamine as a drive towards concerns, what we've been discussing as something that we're not completely in control over. It's through our conceptual understanding, the linguistic self that manifests in our conscious minds, that allows us to cognizantly exert control over this drive of intentionality. This is what creates the constraint, generally speaking.